So best friends got each other's back. We used to cruise around with a bass to the max. Everyone in school while I was in the lab, cooking up some beats that would turn into tracks. High school chillin', I was on a mission. I had bigger dreams of being a musician. Teachers always talked but I couldn't seem to listen. I lived in a fantasy land, they called it fiction. But I was gonna be big one day, playing shows on the road to a sold out stage. Nobody really cared or believed I would make it anywhere close, I would fail and fade. But that's cool, I love that, cause any little doubt gives me energy back. And now, I'm in a place where I'm glad I never gave up on the dreams I had. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. Yeah, let's go. So if you want something big, you gotta swing fast, swing hard and commit. You might miss 10 times, but when you hit, just make sure that you get all of it, okay? People at the top took risks. Investing and testing is all that they did. It's not complicated, it just takes grit. So never give up, take a swing at it. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode number 64. I'm here with Coach Ed and Blaze Radio. How you guys doing, man?
I'm good, and how are you, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm a little sore right now, but all good. Blaze?
5 more shows. 5 more shows. You just said you were a little short, too. I was going to jump all over that one, but I'm going to refrain.
That's the one you're going to reframe on?
Yeah, it's a great time. The weather's getting nice. The flowers are blooming, and that means only one thing. March Madness right around the corner. NBA playoffs around the corner. It's a great time to be alive. I'm hoping I can get out there and get some shots up tonight, to be honest, before it gets dark.
Yeah. On Sunday for the March Madness selection show, it's going to be me, TRL, Randy, and I think Coach, you're joining, right? We still haven't decided on that, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I might pop in as well. I'll be doing my thing as well, but I might be able to pop in and say what's up while the selections are going.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm hoping that Kentucky falls into the Pittsburgh bracket because I've already signed and sealed. If they are in the first round in Pittsburgh, I'm going to March Madness. I'm getting that off my bucket list too.
There you go.
Okay.
I definitely ain't sitting through
that.
4 games, but if my team is in the Pittsburgh bracket, I got to go see a first-round game just to say I've seen March Madness. I went to Kentucky before and went to Rupp Arena when I lived in Indiana. Oh, all by myself. I was like, I'm going, hour-and-a-half drive, straight shot through Columbus, Indianapolis, and right down into Kentucky. It was awesome.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Do you remember who played? I'm just wondering.
They played LSU, and the one thing that I remember is I didn't want to buy any merchandise because it was so damn expensive, but I needed some kind of like trinket from there. So I signed up for a credit card under a fake name to get a mug.
Hey.
I still have the mug. Actually, it's right here.
I would love to see the mug. Oh, that's it? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Kentucky
That is
mug
cool.
from Rupp Arena.
Now I need a Michigan mug.
Yeah. Meat nickel.
What is good, NYT? What is good? Thank you for stopping by, man. Thank you for stopping by. So, first things first, Alpin Sengun is out for the rest of the year. This is why I was hoping I wanted to hear from Rios, but Rios could not be here. He got other stuff he's doing. So, yeah, Sengun is out for the rest of the season with the knee injury. And actually, thank you to Rios for sending us this in a group chat. Sengun is the youngest player in NBA history to average 20 plus points per game, 9 plus rebounds per game, 4 plus assists per game, and 50 plus field goal percent. If he does not win most improved player or not, he's got to be in the conversation. Alpin Sengun has to be in the conversation.
There's a handful of really good players that have stepped up this year.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot. So I mean, I'm learning about him, what he's doing. I've seen a little bit of his game, and I'm impressed. I think he's a young ascending star.
It sucks to see. We talked about it in the beginning of the season. The thing you can't control is injuries. Who's going to go down, and it's going to affect some teams. We talked about Houston on that little bubble last week of maybe making a move to get up into playoff contention and everything. But this hurts. This hurts them bad. But don't count anybody out. Like I always say with injuries, it's next man up. So, but this guy is a budding star, but no doubt.
So, Randy, you got anything to say about Alpin Sengun?
Yeah, that's probably going to hurt them a little bit here now moving down the stretch, just especially for their playoff run, because look at those numbers right there. That's what was really propelling them along with the other guys playing as well as they have. So either somebody steps up big or, their season's probably done.
Yeah. I mean, Sengun, it was so fun to watch. When I remember I was streaming the game with Rios, and he was just off, man. No one could stop this guy, especially down low. And he's basically a mini Jokic. The stats don't lie. Numbers don't lie. He's literally a mini Jokic. So, if they continue to build around him, look out in the future. I'm telling you. He's going to be the cornerstone of this. What is up, Mac? What is up, man? Thank you for stopping by. NFC East Real Deal Roundup live at 5:30. Shout out to you, my guy.
Roundup.
You know who does it? You know who does it the best?
No.
Earl Cole.
Really?
He does it the best. Like, I
Okay.
love it when Earl does it. Like,
I gotta
he's
give
got
a shot to my man Rios. He's not here. Sengun's great, but he's no Wemby.
Yeah.
Now he has it's a sprain. It's nothing ligament tear or anything like that, right?
I think, yeah. I
Right.
think
At
it's
this,
not.
at this point of the year, if you see someone go down even with a middle range injury, depending on where they are in the standings and what type of injury it is, I could see a lot of players being like, a lot of the medical teams, I should say, saying that it should be time to shut it down for the year. And it's a shame for Houston, but like you said, it's not that serious of an injury, so we have not seen the last of Sengun, that's for sure.
See, that's what I was trying to determine. Like, yeah, he might be done for the year. They might be done for the year, but does it affect the start of next year? That's the biggest thing, because with some injuries, it rolls over into the next year, especially late in the season like this. So, but it's good. All right. If he can get through this, then he'll be back next year.
And we've talked about how young Houston is too. So they got a young team down there. They got a lot of promise.
Yeah. I feel like they need to add a few more veterans this offseason. If Senguns keep on progressing next year, you're going to need some veterans for the locker room, especially. So,
Free agency in all sports is such a round robin, merry-go-round type thing anymore. We saw that in football last couple days. Same thing in basketball every year. That shuffle of the cards. You never know who may end. They can have Harden back, I'm sure.
yeah. Tell Russell Wilson I said hi.
Yeah.
And say hi to Patrick Queen for me as well. Hey, that was a good move for the Steelers, though, Patrick Queen. That was really good.
Don't get you get us started on football. We'll never get back to basketball. You know how we are.
Yeah, that's true.
especially right now.
Especially right now, yeah. I just had to say that. Hi to Patrick Queen. And I'll say hi to Saquon Barkley.
So if we
But,
have pick and roll for basketball, what would be the comparison for football? If we did a football podcast, it's not a pick and roll.
Pigskin?
Yeah, no.
Pigskin?
Pigskin podcast.
We had one of
It
those.
would be a certain play.
It should be
RPO.
more,
RPO
The flea
football.
flicker. Flea
No.
flicker.
Flea Flicker podcast.
no tackle and touchdown.
There you go. Double T's.
That's good. That's good.
I like
I
double
like that.
D's too, but double T's.
Time out,
Mm.
football talk. Time out.
All right, the
Hey,
coaches blame the refs. Football.
Mhm.
Oops.
Mm.
All right. So this has been on the show for a couple weeks now, but now we're gonna actually bring it up and we're gonna talk
Before-
about it because
Mitch, before you load it, I just want to show something. This came in the mail for me the other day. I've been waiting.
you were telling me about that. Yeah.
But I got my Grady Dick jersey.
He got his dick.
Hey!
Randy,
All right.
I don't know
Hey.
if you know, Randy, but there's a dick on your back.
Yeah.
One of my neighbors was like, when he was driving by, he saw me wearing it, and he was like, "Are you telling us like your personality?" Is this something?"
I'm a dick. Yeah, I like
And
that.
I'm like, if I don't answer and I just turn around, now you know.
That's great.
Hey Randy, I love that Giannis one that you put in the group chat, man. I showed this someone else. Yo, we fell out laughing.
Getting his butt massaged.
Yeah,
It's, like, really close
the
to
real
butthole
Greek,
there,
the
bud.
real Greek freak. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now I see why they call him the Greek freak. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. And shout out to my guy Chuck, who became a member for 3 months. There you go, boys. Shout out to
Nice,
Chuck
yep.
there.
My man Chuck, the man. Get
Mhm.
better, Chuck. We're praying for you too, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Chuck for being a member. There's Daniel laughing. So here are the top 10 worst contracts. So let me get rid of the ticker here. So Blade, you got anything to say about
There's a lot of context that we don't have. We talked
Yeah,
about this
that's
last
exactly
week about, this can be really subjective. What's a bad contract? What's a terrible contract? What's a worse contract? So it's very debatable. This is nothing set in stone. I thought it was interesting a couple weeks ago. I don't really care if we don't even talk about it, but there's one on there that I know Mitch would probably like to add with a crumble cookie on top of it.
Well, hey,
Hey,
guess what?
they said yes. I called them in my video. They said yes.
I
don't know.
actually did my own separate from this.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Let's hear it. What is up, TRL? So I'm glad you're here.
But I mean,
Yeah.
like you could say Jordan Poole and Ben Simmons aren't producing, but can you say Jaylen Brown's not producing? He's producing. You know what I mean? So it's like some of these they're doing well with the contract. So how can it be worse?
And that was when you because I said, I'm like, well, wait a minute, Jaylen Brown, is it about the money? But if it's the money, then it's like, that's how I looked at it.
If you look at Bradley Beal, he can't stay healthy.
And that's
So that's
how
not
can you
his
blame,
fault.
Yeah, you can't blame injuries. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
Michael
Basically,
Porter, I mean, if he would ever live up to his potential, he's worth that and more.
It's
but
not
he's-
like, I mean,
Mac.
yeah, for a number 3 option, yeah, we're giving a number 3 option $51 million a year. So that alone right there is,
Oh, really? We're giving the same thing
Well, I'm
to
just
a
saying,
third
you-
option,
that's a
but it's more.
That's a good point, though, because if you look at the team, you have a couple players that are paid more than him that produce more. So that's a good point by TRL. It's another way to spin this list.
So wait,
No.
should Tobias Harris be second then? I'm just saying.
I don't know who you're talking about. I
Here,
never heard
Hey,
of him.
the guy had 2 points last night.
Never heard of him.
Here, I'm gonna give you mine, Mitch.
Yeah, let's get your
All right,
list.
let me remove this. Go for it, coach.
Keep it up there so we can compare it.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back up.
Either
But
way.
go for it, coach.
Okay, well here, I'll share it with you guys too. So
Yeah.
Damn it! Come on, you stupid. Here you go. Don't worry. It's just a Word doc, so it's nothing too crazy. Ooh, this one looks different.
Yep, Mac. Have a great show for NFC. Oh my God, it's a long
Well,
name.
While he's pulling that up, I did show a couple of guys before
Pause.
because it's there we go. All right, I'll save it.
Oh, geez.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, all right. Let me. Okay. DeAndre Hunter at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond Green at 9. We got
Mhm.
Brogdon at 8. I like that. Jordan Poole at 7. Tobias, thank you. He made the top. Thank you. Finally. Bradley Beal at 5. Ben Simmons at 4. Zach LaVine at 3. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy Gobert at 2. And PJ Tucker at 1.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that. Whoever wants to say anything, go for it.
Well, that PJ Tucker, that's per
That's-
year, right?
That's a good list.
Yeah, well, like I said, looking
good
at it, I had a list, and I just went through the list, looking at it, because they had 30 people on there, and I just went through and I looked and I said, okay, well, based on the money and where they play, like, some would question DeAndre Hunter, but you know what? He's getting paid big money, and he's coming off the bench, and he's not consistent. I mean, Draymond, what can you say? I mean, Draymond, that's a lot of money for him. I'm sorry. Malcolm Brogdon, same thing as a six man coming off the bench. Jordan Poole, we know what happened with him. Mitch's favorite, Tobias Harris.
Whoa.
Bradley Beal. I mean, he's his injury for $46 million. It's like, Ben Simmons now getting shut down for the year at $37 million. Zach LaVine is another one with the injury. Rudy Gobert, I'm sorry, $41 million, and you give me 12 points a game. Nah, bro, I can't see it. And PJ Tucker, 1.3, and you're getting $11 million. $11 million. And then they went and basically shut him down, or what they were trying to what they say they wanted to trade told him not to come in or something like that.
Yeah, he wanted to be traded, but they couldn't find anybody that wanted to take that shit. So they're
exactly.
like, ah.
So it's like all right, but go ahead, critique it. Let me know. Let me hear it.
If I had my own list, Ayton would be number 1, but that's just me. So
yeah, see, I didn't. Yeah, he was on that list, but I was just like, for me, some of the other ones were.
That's more like based off of performance. I like Coach's list because he's giving you proof on why. The other one's just stating players that may have made maybe 5 or 10 million less, but still some of them were producing. Like, Beal may be the third option, but he's producing. Jaylen Brown's producing. How could they be in the top 5 of worst contracts? Even if they're producing not near what they can, they're not like you had the number one person, 1.3 points for $11 million.
Exactly.
That math doesn't add up, but that's why they get those people to negotiate these contracts to get that bag like they talk up front.
Like it's not like for in our situation, it's not like Beal is playing bad. And when Booker was injured, he was averaging 28 points a game. So it's not like he's playing bad. It's just the
injuries,
the games that he's missed this season. It's like, dude, we're giving you $200 million for 4 years, and you're over here just getting hurt over and over again. Like it's just
It has to be frustrating. That's very frustrating.
And Blaze's first list, there was Karl Anthony Towns was on there. I mean, like the guy was producing this year. He's a fucking all-star. I mean, and it's like, he had 63-point game this year. Like he's definitely been a part of the team. Now he's out because of an injury, so that changes everything. But it's like, like
that's not my list. That's just the list I
guys, that is Blaze's list.
I just knew it would be very debatable, and this would be a great talking point. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I can pick out 3 or 4 that people are going to shit on and say they shouldn't be on the list right off the bat, and that creates good debate. Even got Coach to make his own list, so that's where I was coming from with it.
And the Fred VanVleet one, I mean, he was in a contract war between 3 teams, the Raptors, the Rockets, and I believe another team. I don't know what the other team was. So it was like they were up in it, and he's just sitting there being like, whenever they stop, I'll say yes. So it was like he got to what he did, and he hasn't had a bad year really in a sense, but they aren't really good record wise, but David Bertans barely sees the fucking floor, so it's like $16.5 million for that guy to sit on your bench to what?
Best or worst or debatable. I mean, just like the GOAT, everyone has their own GOAT. So it's subjective. It's everyone's opinion. That's when I saw this, I was like, it's gonna be good to talk about.
No.
Ben Simmons.
No, you're good. Keep going.
You're good. No, no one says anything. Mitch puts it.
No,
out
I was
there.
like, you're good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear you.
I took a drink.
The thing with Zach Levine on coach's list, the Bulls are better without him. That is just the best thing. And look how much money he's making. And no one offered, I believe there was offered to trade for Zach Levine, but it didn't work out.
There were Knicks fans that were saying, and I kept saying, "Hell no, man! I would not touch him." No, he's a scorer. Don't get me wrong, but he's always hurt.
So maybe some of that list is like, okay, Cat making 50 a year. What if he made 40? They could afford another player. You know, maybe that's where some of those are coming from. Not that they're a bad player, but if their contract was more suitable to their stats, maybe the team could afford more people or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of some of
No, I'm with you, Blake.
Yeah.
I'm with you. So it's
but if I were to pick one, it's definitely coach's list because it was more true to what they're producing this year.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah,
Not to
because
what
on
they think they're
the
worth.
list you shared, Michael Porter was on there, and I think he got that contract because they won the championship. So it was like, here you go, bro. You
36.
just get the highest point. So we're going to reward you based on that. It's like it's not his fault. He's a guy that's either coming off the bench or a fringe starter. So it's like you know he's going to do whatever they offer. So
now with the Sixers, we only have 2 players with remaining contracts, Embiid and Paul Reed. So I love this offseason. I cannot wait to see what contracts the players are getting. Are they going to be overpaid? Are they not? For the Sixers offseason, I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Maxey's in a contract year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
He's already getting paid.
Yeah, he's going to get a max.
He's getting
no
paid,
pun intended.
Yeah,
But I also want to answer our boy Nicky Stees, who put out a video about whether or not the Sixers should rebuild. And he wasn't saying one or the other. He was just asking, is this the type of thing, if Embiid can't come back healthy, should they rebuild? I say no. I think they got a good foundation of young players. I mean, do they need to shift a little, especially if they lose Embiid? They're going to have to. But overall, I don't think a rebuild is necessary at all for the Sixers.
Sorry about that.
A lot of people don't know what the hell. If you're not from the coast, you probably don't know what. I don't know what crumble cookie is. We don't have those here.
We got them here in my area.
I don't know what they are.
I just want fucking cookies. After he was when he was on hold, in my head, I'm like, fuck, I could use some Oreos. and then he gets on the phone with them, and then in my head, I'm like, I could actually get better than Oreos. I could get like an upgrade of an Oreo. So I went to my bakery and I got a 12-pack of like these really nice like Oreo like fake cookies. And she's like, oh, what brought you in today? I'm like, Mitch Koski, fucking asshole. And she's like, well, that's too bad for him, but glad you came, hon. I'm like, I appreciate it.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it.
All right, Randy. What's the best type of Oreo cookie?
That's actually a good question.
Obviously, the original. I got to stay with the original. Like I will buy ice cream myself, buy Oreo cookies, put it in a bag, crush the bag up with the cookies, put it in with the ice cream, whip it, put it back in the deep freeze, let it freeze a little bit, bring it back out, whip it again, put it back in, and then bring it back out. And it's like it's like soft serve ice cream with the cookies in it. Oh, my wife hates it because she's like, oh, you're making so much fucking noise. I'm like, it's gonna be so good.
Make your jokes now. Fudge covered Oreos.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I like the mint ones. I like the mint ones. The mint ones are good.
You're welcome.
Me too, Coach. Mint's my favorite one.
Mm-hmm. So it is. You see, that's why it's like I like when the variety that Oreo, because growing up it was always the standard one.
Yep, there was only one.
Then it would go to the double
Give
stuff.
me a second.
You like that extra cream in the middle.
Yeah. So. And now it's what I think my granddaughter was talking about they have a regular, cream in the middle and then vanilla cookie on top or whatever. I was just like, really?
Yeah. Now, the cookie is vanilla and it's the vanilla in the middle.
Is there a bad Oreo? I'm looking.
No,
depends on your taste.
Honestly,
if you don't like certain things, like
yeah. So but I like it. Wait a minute. There's a peanut butter one.
See, I'm not a peanut butter guy.
Peanut butter one.
Really?
Wow, I did not know there was a peanut butter one.
Yeah, y'all got me Googling types of fucking Oreo cookies.
Oh wow,
Mm.
there is.
There's
Yeah, there-
30 different flavors.
Wow.
Birthday
Wow.
cake.
I know
Jeez.
this is going to be funny, but my favorite peanut butter cookie and this Nutter Butter.
Yes.
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 Yeah, and like Blaze with the chocolate covered Oreos, they do that with those as well. Oh, deadly!
It goes along with the Dick jersey, the Nutter
Yep.
Butter.
Oh yeah, I'll be filling up in the Nutter Butter wearing my Dick jersey. Yeah,
Yes, we do go off the cuff sometimes on this channel, on this show, so be warned.
yeah, TRL. If you
Ooh,
if
red
you didn't
velvet
know, you
Oreos.
weren't
I'm
here.
down. I'm down for
Red
some red
velvet.
velvet Oreos.
I got a
You
Dick
got to
jersey
be
now.
kidding.
now he got it.
Yo, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I
was
got it.
so awesome.
Gosh.
I always troll awesome kid about that. I'm like, yep, have fun wearing a jersey with the name Dick on the back.
Oh, like I said, I don't know if you were here when I got in. My neighbor yelled at me. He's like, "Is that like an attitude thing or what?" I'm like, "No, this is Grady Dick."
That's what you guys
Of
talk
course,
about on
if I
the- what you
come
guys
back,
talk
I
about on
hear
the
Grady Dick.
We were talking about Nutter Butter. Good thing you didn't come back at that.
Ooh, carrot
Oh
cake.
God!
Carrot cake?
Carrot cake Oreo.
Whoa.
The carrot cake
Bro, I've been-
Oreo
bro, I've
cookie?
been seeing-
Hey, caramel coconut sounds good though.
Yo, I see none of these at the stores I go to.
No, me either. These might be on like England or UK or some shit.
Probably,
let's get
yeah.
back-
Go ahead.
Stay
man.
tuned for the Oreo podcast coming up later on the Hardcore Sports Network.
Hey,
And that
along with
moment's
the
been brought to you
SpongeBob
by
podcast.
Mr. Christie. Damn, you're
Lady
good.
Gaga, Lady Gaga Oreos.
Get the, oh, come on. This can't be real. That cannot be real. A Lady Gaga. Oh my gosh.
Around Valentine's Day, they had red velvet.
I know.
That I can get.
Yeah.
That I can
Yeah.
get. Lady Gaga.
So, which basketball franchises have winning cultures?
Lakers
Today,
and Celtics.
in today's day and age, or all time?
You can go all time or oh
First-
my God!
First two to
Someone
come
made-
to first two to come to my mind are Lakers and Celtics.
Look at,
Okay.
Look at that. Look at that. Yes. That's
Brownie
perfect.
time. It's brownie time. We got brownie time in the chat.
I gotta ask, Spongy, is this you?
Oh my gosh. Yo,
If it is, that might be the best one he's done yet.
Yeah, if that's Spongy, that's the best one he's ever done.
Could be Ron Jeremy.
So all time, you could go all time, or you can go right
if
now.
You go all time,
Lakers Celtics are the first
Yeah,
two to
those
pop
are
in my
the-
mind.
those-
Yeah,
be the
off
first
the
one.
bat, off the
Yeah.
bat.
and then you want to throw in the Miami Heat. You know,
Bulls.
the,
For the
as a
90s, just for the 90s.
Spurs.
Spurs. But
Spurs.
yeah,
Spurs, they would pop for all
I
those
got-
years, man.
I got Spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle.
I would, even though with the last couple decades, but overall, you think way back, I have to say New York Knickerbockers, because all the way back in the day,
In
they
the
were the
70s.
standard of the NBA back in the day.
Yeah.
But
Is there a way? Is there a
listen-
way you could say Sixers or no?
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, I mean, don't sleep on the Sixers, because remember when Dr. J was there, when he first got there, they were
True.
a standard. Now
True.
they didn't win the championships because you were going up against Boston,
Lakers,
but
yeah.
in terms of winning, it was always the Sixers, the Celtics, and the Lakers. Those were the top three, you know. And then eventually the Bulls came in, Detroit came in.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you know, all-time winning cultures, yeah, Lakers, Celtics,
Lakers, Celtics.
right off the bat. And then everyone else is probably
Golden,
a step under.
Golden State. Golden State.
For the last decade, maybe.
But
Yeah.
but you don't.
That's a dynasty. There's a difference between a dynasty and a
See?
winning culture. What's the difference?
But I'm going to say this, because remember the Warriors were also in Philadelphia. So
Yes.
before, so it's kind of that's why
The
I
Lakers
say
were in
all time.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, that's why I say when you say all time, it's like, you know, the Warriors were there with Wilt, and they were winning, and they had that winning culture. So it's like,
so the
That's-
Warriors in the 2010s, basically,
Are there,
right?
any
Like-
are there any lakes in Los Angeles, actually?
no,
It's like there's no jazz in Utah.
exactly.
Like, is there any? Okay, there's probably Clippers in LA. So
Well,
I
San
was just gonna-
Diego. San Diego is where the Clippers originated
Yeah.
from.
You remember it's a ship, so they
Yep.
did with the port.
Okay. Okay.
Because I think
So-
that, oh yeah, that's also because you have the big military. You have a big military coverage out there with the Navy. Yeah, I forgot about that too.
I think overall, no matter who you ask, you're going to get those two names right off
Lakers,
the bat.
Celtics,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're gonna get those two names right off the bat.
Surprised no one said the Bulls yet.
I said the
No,
Bulls.
he
you
said
know.
No, we
Bulls.
said the Bulls.
But
Yeah,
that's
we
what I
said the
mean.
Bulls at the
Is
beginning.
it winning culture or is it dynasties? Because if you're talking dynasties, like you said, Detroit had their dynasty, Chicago had their dynasty, but now, even from the 70s till now, Lakers and Celtics still winning culture.
Mhm.
For how long?
How many championships do these guys have? They have the most in basketball history.
And they're still on, still arguably within the top,
So yeah.
So
I mean,
Blaze's favorite team, the Pelicans.
God, this dumbest name ever, dumbest nickname ever.
Yeah, the Lakers and the Celtics are 17 apiece, are they not?
Mm-hmm.
No, the only one that was almost worse than Pelicans was the Bobcats.
No, Lakers 16 and a half. We don't count that COVID shit.
I don't even know too many people remember the Bobcats when Charlotte was the Bobcats.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
I remember.
Didn't last very long.
That was MJ's
Mecca
team.
Okafor?
Oh wow, a Mecca Okafor. That's pulling a rabbit out of the hat right there.
I used to
can
trade
say-
him in NBA Live all the time and thought he was going to be like the next stud. And boy, was I wrong.
So I can actually say right now, Denver. Honestly, they're on the start.
Yeah, they're the champs. I mean, and they're ascending. So yeah, in today's day and age, yeah, it's them. Who would you think? And Boston, of course, is there. Milwaukee.
That's debatable, but I
You
can
said
see
winning
it.
culture.
Yeah,
winning
love or hate the Lakers, no matter where they're at, creeping into playoffs or at the top, they still have a winning culture. And I don't even like them that much.
Golden State still does have that winning culture because of Steph.
Yep.
So, Miami is still there. I mean, I'm not putting the Knicks in there just as yet. This is really they're ascending, but it's not as. But they have the makings of it. But
like I said, to me, the winning culture and a dynasty are different.
Yeah,
a lot of times they come hand in hand for those that have a dynasty. Yes, they have a winning culture at that point in time, or they wouldn't be a dynasty. But winning culture, I'm thinking overall longevity, 50, 60 years.
Yeah, if we go that, then to me, it's only two. I'm sorry. It is.
That's it. There are. I would agree with you.
You could say what you want about the Bulls. Yes, they won. They did their thing with Michael, but
they've been like this ever since.
Yeah, every team, we all say it. Maybe Miami, because when Miami started winning, they're pretty consistent right now. They may not win the championships, but they're always there. And who's the leader of that?
Pat Riley brings that winning culture.
Yeah.
Yep. He's a winning culturist, if there is one. That's for sure.
I mean,
and what's everybody always say? Like, I don't care at all. I don't want to play Miami in the first round or the second round or the third round, even if they're the 8th seed, because they're a scrappy team that's built into their blood. That's why they draft the players they draft. That's why they sign the players they sign. And that's why when you always go to play them, you're like, fuck, this is so hard. Like you see your guys hands on their knees, pulling on their shorts because they're so exhausted because, they're banging all over the place. They the Heat really make you feel them, and that's why I like about their culture is that they put themselves on the other team and they say, okay, let's see what you got. And most teams crumble like the cookie.
Good point.
Let me add.
Thank you for the trade, by the way.
Let me add something to this. Now I'm going to take it to a different spectrum.
Go for it.
I'm gonna. What about in college?
There's only one blue blood, baby.
It's not only one blue blood.
For me, there is. My
no,
opinion.
for you, but no, I mean,
Duke,
Carolina,
Kentucky, but you could go UCLA, go way back.
Yeah, but they've always had that, and they have a standard though. They do really have a standard.
Arizona's always competitive every year.
Kansas,
the blue blood.
Kansas, yeah.
So it's like when you sit down, and you
Nova,
look at it.
Villanova,
Michigan.
Yeah,
Michigan.
Since the '86 when they first won their first Nova, Raleigh Massimino. Yeah, I forgot about. So
I mean, so you got Nova, you got Duke, you got
Carolina,
Kentucky.
UCLA
Yeah.
has 11. Kentucky has 8. North Carolina 6. Duke 5. Indiana 5. UConn 5.
Oh, I
Kansas
forgot
4.
about Indiana. Yeah.
But all you got to do is
UConn.
look at the
Villanova.
draft classes every year, and you see
Yeah.
the same, almost the same 10 teams at the top of the draft classes every year. That's because the biggest names go to the biggest schools with that winning culture.
Villanova has 3. Cincinnati 2. Florida 2. Louisville 2. Michigan State 2.
But the
UT
beautiful
State 2. Oklahoma
beautiful-
State 2. Brand 2.
the beautiful thing about college though is there's tons of parity also. The
Yes.
Cinderella teams,
Yeah.
teams that come out of the small conferences. You know, if we look at the champions of the NBA, and we talked about this before, it's normally those dynasties, and you see
Mhm.
teams keep coming back. Hardly ever do you see a team come out of the blue and win a championship. Toronto, Milwaukee, I don't know if they really came out of the blue and won because they were, close, and then you win a title. You got to earn it in the NBA, but in college, it's anybody's ball game. Once the ball gets
That's
tossed
the
up,
beauty. Yes.
and the madness begins.
Randy, you got a question in the chat, Randy.
Oh, jeez.
Spongy ass, does Grady Dick bang against Miami? You damn fucking right he did.
he bangs that. He works at Dick down there in Miami.
That pale white 6'3". No.
So for the next one, TRL, I'm actually glad you're on here because when Randy and I were streaming the Warriors and the Spurs game, we were talking about Grayson Allen and how he should be in the conversation for most improved player. You agree?
Yeah, for sure. And not just being biased, and it's saying a lot. I don't know how the hell our season would be right now if we didn't have Grayson Allen. Like it's saying a lot too with all the injuries that we've had with Booker and Beal, and KD's actually been very healthy this season. He's only missed like a game here and there, so he's actually been healthy for a majority of the season. And when Booker and Beal are out, you can honestly say Grayson's KD's number 2. And he's been breaking Suns records over and over again when it comes to shooting the ball. When we needed him to make our 3-pointers because Eric Gordon can't shoot herpes in a whorehouse. So basically, so with him not playing good, with Frank Vogel doing stupid lineups, I mean, Grayson Allen showed up when he needed to. So he's definitely a good candidate that I'd say for most improved player. So
Yeah.
I found the odds, and I
Hit me.
do agree Grayson Allen should be up there. But here are the top 4 right now.
Can I guess one of them? Maxey?
He is number 1 in odds right
Yes!
now.
Oh man, Tobias Harris isn't on that list.
Maxey is first.
Rob,
Hey, he's no longer on the team. We got him for 3 crumble cookies.
Then Kobe White, and then Jalen Williams and Jonathan Kuminga.
Oh, I like the
Those-
Kuminga one.
Those are the top 4. Yeah, Kuminga coming out when he first started, I thought he was going to be huge. But sometimes, and that goes to show you, man, especially like we're talking about Şengün, took him a couple years. A lot of the European players and overseas players, sometimes, you get these names drafted in the first round. Like, who the hell is this guy? And then 3 years later, they blow up. But like the last few, Markkanen was last year, John Morant, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Pascal Siakam, for the last couple years. And it's hard to argue. Maxey, we talked about beginning of the year. Can he go from 18, 19 points a game to around 25? Can he help lead this team when Embiid's around? Sometimes. But I don't see any reason Grayson Allen shouldn't be in that conversation as well.
shooting 47% from 3 this year.
Even though he was a dookie, I like Grayson Allen because of his scrappy nature. I didn't like when he was a little bitch sometimes, but I like his scrappy nature. But it seems like he just needed to evolve, to grow, to mature, and look at him now.
Is he on the last year of his contract, TRL?
Grayson Allen.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got to keep him then. Oh my God.
I think he's
I'll take him.
I think he's restricted though.
Well, here's the rest of the list is Şengün, Jalen Johnson, Scotty Barnes, Derek White, Cam Thomas. So there's some
Barnes
other
is off that list. He's injured, so he's done for the season.
Okay.
So is Şengün.
So we only got 3 players, or no, wait, hold up. 5 players we only got 5 players that are under contract for next season. Booker, KD, Beal, freaking Nurkic, and hold up, I'm trying to find, and Drew Eubanks.
Oh, you got some. Okay, you got a lot of.
Got a lot of.
Yeah.
Got a
This
lot.
off- offseason
Do you
should
guys
be
think
fun.
Halliburton should be in most improved? I mean, he was good last year.
What was he averaging last year?
I don't know, but that's what I look at. I look at how much of an improvement they have done year
Because
over year.
I agree from the eye test. Just see him on the court there. I can definitely see him there, but they look at the stats for things
Yeah, he's like
this.
taken over the role as leader and the man there for the most part. But I don't know. I mean, it's a good conversation.
It is a good conversation. And oh wow, Randy, really? Commanders are wow.
Left hand up.
They're doing great stuff this year. I hate admitting that.
That just makes your division better. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be very scrappy.
You want your other teams to be good so your wins in a division actually mean something.
And the Cowboys haven't made a move yet.
Instead of
Get
being
the
the
fuck
NFC
out.
least.
Get the fuck out of Seattle, bitch. Fuck.
All right. All right. So sadly, well, I don't know if it's sadly, but Otto Porter Jr. retires. Like out of the blue.
As soon as it said he wasn't playoff eligible, he was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said
You
too.
got-
Yeah.
Hitting the golf course.
He's only 30 years old and he retired.
It seems like he's been playing for 20 years, though.
Yeah,
It does, though.
it really does. Yeah.
We signed him to a 2-year deal, and he's played, I believe, like 12 games.
It's like, didn't he play with like Larry Bird and Dr. J back in the day?
He was actually subbing up for my MJ all the time.
Maybe that was Otto Porter Sr.
Yeah.
Just wait,
I mean-
Otto Porter the third is coming soon. That's why he retired.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Yeah, moving on.
Great career for Otto Porter Jr. How many teams did he play for?
69. Otto
Make
Porter
it make
really
sense.
Going to be the longest subject to this show.
What?
Does he merit this much time on the show, Otto Porter Jr.? No disrespect.
Hey,
2013 to 24. So played
Washington, Chicago, Orlando, Golden State, and Toronto.
now that I would have thought he played for more. It seems like he played.
I
for
thought
like
he played
less
for
than
more.
He played for.
I thought he
5
pulled
teams.
like a Ish Smith.
527 games.
Good for him.
Wow.
In all seriousness, good for someone who could last over 10 years in the league, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he, like we said, he won a championship with the Warriors.
Championship.
Yeah. All right. So, which team, if you can only pick one, has a bright future?
definitely not my team."
I mean, if they put pieces around him, as terrible they are this year, Spurs with Wemby, if he can continue to do like this, we just got a little taste of him so far.
Trey Young to San Antonio. I would watch a lot.
That's exactly what I've been
Yeah,
saying for like a month
if,
now.
If he has a facilitator, a guard, open it up, a shooter, I mean, that dude's doing things I've never seen.
Well,
I mean,
for me, number one is OKC.
Yeah, same.
They
They
because they're first seed and they have a chance to get 2 lottery picks in this upcoming draft, which is crazy.
That's insane. Keep building.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, and next year Sam Presti has 4 first-rounders. Like, you go look at their draft picks, it's like you go all the way to 2028, and their cupboards are full with first and second rounders from everybody's teams, because they were always the team that would just sit there and be like, sure, I'll take draft picks to take salary on, until their team got good. And now look at them. They're stacked with shooters all over the place. They were so good, they let go of Pokajet. I can't say his name, Pokavechki or whatever. He was that 7-foot guy that was,
yeah.
he was supposed to be something special, and they're like, no, we got dudes that are taking your spot, and it's crazy. I'm with TRL. I think it's definitely OKC.
Well, I'm going to be a homer. It's my Knicks. I mean,
That's
same thing as OKC. We have draft picks, first and second rounders. Yes, we did trade some of them, but we still have, good first round draft picks to go. We have plenty of second round, but look at our team as a whole right now. Yes, we have been injured, but with Brunson, Julius Randle, and I've changed my tune with Julius Randle for the most part. We have good coaching now. OG, he has done wonders. I mean, you got DiVincenzo. Look at our center position with Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein, and hopefully he'll be coming back. And then on the bench, with Precious Achua and Miles McBride, and now Bogdanovich, but you can still use him as a trade piece. But I mean, I'm sitting here looking at the Knicks, and I'm like, well, as long as guys really don't get hurt, we could be pushing for the number 2 seed, if not possibly the number 1 going into the future.
Hey, and then next year when you get Zion, LeBron, and Bronny, then you're made.
And if depending on those picks that you got, you can maybe trade some of them to get another superstar.
Exactly.
Zion.
So, because they're not gonna want to get rid of Julius Randle. Tibbs loves Julius Randle right now, so and that's the thing too. The players are fitting the coach and the system.
Yep.
So and that's the big thing, with playing for New York. To be honest with you, you got to play defense, bro. You got to be out there playing defense, or at least making a hard effort and really fitting into and knowing the shifts, the rotations, where you're supposed to be at. There are times where Bogdanovich is out and Tibbs will pull him. Tibbs will pull him and sit him, and he's a scorer, but it's the kind of the same thing you had with who got traded. So Frenchie. So, but for the future,
I've been looking at Knicks box scores lately, and they've been their defense has been holding teams under 80 points lately. Like, it's crazy.
Trust me, I know. Back-to-back games with 79. Back-to-back games with 79. But
exactly, NYT. We love defense here. That's a known fact.
And if you talk total NBA, that's a rarity nowadays. So that is something you could really pinpoint as a subsequential difference comparing other teams.
And the bottom line is Jalen Brunson. That dude is just something special, and the way he, Hart, and DiVincenzo play together. I mean, it's great to watch, man. They know each other inside and out on that basketball court. They know each other, so
I think everyone cares about defense, Arku, but some are playing a lot better.
Yeah, some play it better. Everyone cares. You want to stop. You want to get your blocks. You want to get your rebounds. But with Tibbs, that's strongly emphasized. Being in the right positions, rebounding, and then getting out on the break as fast as you can.
But let's be real. Defense is not a main focus for a lot of teams in the NBA anymore because of the way the game has changed, and rightfully so. So if you've got a lockdown team like that, it sticks out like not a sore thumb, but a good thing, because a lot of other teams are just worried about scoring 150 damn points every game and trying to outscore other teams when certain teams are trying to hold you back from
playoff time. We all know come playoff time, that defense steps up, man. I don't care how many points you score during the regular season. You could be high flying or whatever.
Yeah.
But
everybody's defense is going to step up. Yep.
7-game series, that defense steps up and everyone knows what you're doing. So how do you overcome that? So,
it's going to be interesting playoffs.
I actually got one team that no one said yet. I'm kind of shocked that Blaze hasn't said this team at all.
If you're going to say Minnesota,
I hate you.
Yeah, I was right
in
on.
The middle of saying, I
didn't want to go with a team that's doing well. I wanted to see, for a bright future, some team that's maybe not doing well
with
now.
Anthony Edwards.
That just means they're not. Same thing with OKC. OKC ain't going nowhere because they're going to build. Knicks ain't going nowhere because they got room to.
Okay,
build.
how about I give you a team that I think will be good in the future, but is a playing team right now?
Yeah,
the Rockets.
Another one we talked about earlier. They're young. Şengün comes back next year. They got a lot of potential too.
Yeah,
but Minnesota. Anthony Edwards can be the face of the league for the next 10 years if he keeps doing what he's doing, man.
And
he's just phenomenal.
TRL's gonna hate me for this, but if this guy's on this team forever, Mavericks, Luka. I mean, it's just Luka, bro. I don't know what else to say.
That's it.
Do you think he's going to be on that team for a long time, though? That's a question because there's all those kind of things. If is he fed up?
That comes down to Mark Cuban.
Is he fed
Mark
up
Cuban
and not
ain't
be able to make
no
that
more.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban ain't,
I
ain't
keep
the
on
owner.
forgetting that.
Yeah.
You can't
Isn't
trust.
he technically? Isn't he technically like a small port? Like, didn't he lower his stake
He
or
has a
something?
percentage, but a very
He-
small.
Small, and
Okay.
he's more like a CEO instead
Yes.
of
Yeah.
the owner. So
Okay. Yes,
but Luca might be the one that, you know what, he might leave, and then I can see teams really going
And
for him.
when he was the owner, he chose to let Brunson go, just like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
So
Thank
And
you,
that
Kyrie.
Chandler
Thank you.
Parsons
Thank you.
interview was really interesting too about Luca. He's saying like his antics only go so far until guys just get tired of it and don't even want to like deal with it. So it's interesting to see like would Luca eventually maybe wear out his welcome at the Mavs and eventually be gone.
That's where I was getting at.
Mhm.
Like, does his point of frustration, finally get to a point where he wants to try something else because they can't make that leap up into the elite? Matt, he's like, come on, come to the Knicks. So I think you can look at bright future two different ways. A team that's doing well right now that has the ability to stay there for 5 or 10 years, and those low-ending teams right now that aren't doing that great that could make that jump because of maybe a couple young stars and a bunch of picks.
Well, to me, it depends on Derek Lively for the center of the Mavs.
Mitch,
If
my
they
phone,
can-
my phone is at 69%. Just so you know.
Nice, but it depends on Derek Lively because if he becomes a rim protector that everyone can say,
68.
Got to protect your rim.
Man, I was one away from 69.
Got to protect
I'm gonna
that rim,
charge it.
guys.
mine's at 36. So.
mine's at 58.
And
like,
you know what? And I'm gonna throw this team out because nobody talks about them, and I'm actually surprised because they have a number 1 overall pick on their team, and Orlando is a team up there as well.
Yeah,
Because
very good point.
I mean, Paolo,
Great
I
one.
think they're like 4th or
It's
5th
very
seed
good.
right now, and they don't even have like Paolo's leading that team in his 2nd year, and no one's talking about him. It's crazy.
Blake said
Oh
corner.
no! You
No,
Blaze will
coach
tell
is
you.
not
There's
I'm always.
people are starting to know that he's not a bust. He's not. He's finally. And like I said, sometimes it takes a year or
I
two for these
know
kids
about him.
because these kids
And
aren't
the
coming off.
Wagners.
They're not coming off of junior, senior years of 3 years of 4 years of college experience. They're coming off of 1, maybe 2. So that's why I've learned because I used to be like instant gratification. If you're a top 10 pick, top 5, you need to produce. But no, sometimes it takes a couple of years. And Paulo's a great example.
Mhm.
Mark Alford.
Just imagine 2 more stars with him.
Yeah.
And they
here
got guys
comes
on there.
Damian
They're
with his
just-
stupid
we're in
comment.
the we're in the midst of them developing. Like the Wagner brothers are I think are great. I mean, look what they did
Yes.
with Jeremy and Dennis Schroeder during the FIBA. Like they were just there. You couldn't stop them. Like it was crazy. Like so. If those guys take another step with Paulo, oh my God!
I'm
And
gonna
then
throw- I'm
all
gonna
those
throw
guards
something.
they got.
This
I'm
segment
gonna
of the
throw-
show has been brought to you by Damian's dumb comments.
That's exactly
throw
what I
some-
said.
I'm going to throw something else into that whole thing with Orlando too.
Yep.
They're in a with no tax,
Yeah.
so it might be enticing to superstars and to players that want to go there because they can maximize in terms of finance with their money. So,
Mm.
or Florida and Texas are 2 states with no state tax. I'm sorry. So, with Orlando, you can go there and you can make even more money, and you're playing with an ascending player. So, yeah, I like that with Orlando.
And they
Yeah.
just retired Shaq's number, so who better to help poach some of those free agents and get him to go talk to him, be like, "Hey, come here, big fella, come here, let me
And
talk.
actually, our next topic is the Orlando Magic coach Jamal Mosley
Yes, I
has agreed to a 4-year contract extension. So that was actually a good move by Orlando there. So
You're
I like that.
You're building stability. Players, as much as they may, most players would want to play for the same coach for a while and hope that they keep building. So locking down your coach for a few years,
Yep.
good job. You don't want to. You have a different coach every year. It's going to be hard to
because
get your
I was
team
about
together.
to say like some people were questioning him, but he had to work with a rebuilding team with a bunch of young guys who are now finally getting some experience, and it's showing off right now. So,
Yep.
That's a good
Yeah.
sign.
yeah,
Yeah.
Bogar. I don't know. Yeah, I guess right now.
I mean, without MJ, yeah,
They got the big contracts, Lonzo. They got so many issues up there.
Lonzo's actually been
yeah. Lonzo's actually he might come
Coming
back.
back and-
Yeah.
for next year.
Yeah, next year.
He's gonna get up off the chair and show you, and he's gonna get back down onto the chair. He's gonna get.
Oh, have fun with Vucevic. Have fun with
What's up, Jamar?
Vucevic.
Thanks
Hey,
for
what's up,
stopping in.
Jamar? How's it going, man? Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, that actually concludes the show of the Pick and Roll podcast. Actually,
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
It is. I am a bracket fiend, and it is bracket season, baby.
As always.
yeah.
As always.
I was showing off earlier some of my brackets I have behind me, and I wanted to show off from 1989, the first one I ever made. I do these handmade every year. That was 89 when Michigan and the Fab Five won. I've done them for 30 years. Sometimes they're 4 boards or 1, but I have them behind me. And I can't wait for Sunday to see the teams. I got to catch up because I've been so involved in the NBA this year. Like, I know some of the good teams in college, but who are the dark horses? Who are the bubble teams? Who's a possible Cinderella team, you know? And right now, from what I've heard the last couple days, finally sinking into it, there's no real top 2, 3 that are guaranteed to make the Final Four this year. So, I mean, there's favorites, but it's up in the air, man. It should be a crazy March Madness this year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and we're streaming that on Sunday. March Madness Selection Show, Sunday night at 6. So I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun. I'm excited to see where Michigan lands. But
I was
Yeah,
a fiend
guys.
before Coach was ready me to go into. I was a fiend before I became a team. Melt
Yeah.
the microphones, cones of ice cream, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
I know where he was going.
Mhm.
As always. And as always, fuck the Clippers and Mavericks.
oh my god! But
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kawhi left
guys,
the game in the first quarter yesterday.
I know they're not. I know they're not. I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that.
While we're on college, fuck Arizona Wildcats. All right, they're gonna choke in the first game.
They've done that a bunch, even when they were number 1 seeds, losing in the first, second round and stuff.
Number 2 seed,
Yeah.
number 2 seed losing to a Ivy League team, I think. Yeah.
Yep. You never know. I could probably find that bracket behind me and show it to you because I got 30 of them right here.
How long did that take you?
A day or two. I mean, I like to do the logo in the middle based on what city it's in and everything, and I do it all
Wait,
free.
in the middle?
In the middle.
There you go. It's
Middle
actually a
name.
new membership video for Philly halftime. If you guys want to check that out, it's the second one. Second one of the day. Quick plug. But all right, guys. So that's
Hey, here's
gonna
when
be.
Kansas won the whole thing. How about Kansas?
I love how that was just like, all right. But yeah, guys, make sure you tune in on Sunday for the March Madness selection. That's gonna be fun. Sunday at 6. I don't know if we're gonna do an episode next week because I'm actually not gonna be home. I'll be meeting Stephen A. Smith, so I gotta we'll figure that out. If they want to
He's going to be in the same room as Stephen A. Smith. That's what's
no,
It's not like he's having dinner with him at a restaurant, just him and Stephen A.
hey. I'm like,
So
hey.
here, okay,
Fine.
before we go, I'm going to put my interview hat on. Mitch Koski, if you had one question to ask Stephen A. Smith, what are you going to ask him?
If I have one question,
Now, this is legit, not a joke. You're in front of him, and you got one question to ask him. What would you ask him?
I got 2, but you're saying 1.
Start the Jeopardy music, Randy.
yeah, right.
He has
Yeah.
it. He has it too.
I know. That's what I said.
Like, what advice would you give someone who's trying to make it big into the industry?
That's a good one. Why not ask someone who's big in the industry?
Hey, look who's here!
Bungie, you're
And
quick.
actually, I'm gonna try to be like, hey, can you tell everyone to subscribe?
Yeah,
I'm gonna try that.
you get a little
if it works.
video, get a free. What do they call them? Cameo.
You ain't gonna,
Yeah,
that ain't gonna
yeah.
happen. That ain't gonna happen with Stephen A. because
Yeah.
he's a capitalist and you gotta pay him.
Be like, Stephen A., do a 5-second plug for my Hardcore Sports Network. Go.
And we know Mitch been paying no one shit. So
Don't give an opportunity. Say, all right, press record on your phone. Say, give me a 5-second thing. Say, subscribe to Hardcore Sports
Randy,
Network. Go.
Randy, you know me too well. You know me too
Yep.
well, bro. You know me too well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
yep.
Mitch. Hey, he was there with AI. You ask him an AI question.
Yeah. Of course.
Tell him to quit being a Steeler fan. We don't want him.
Now is
Tell him to
Coach
quit
going to
being
be
a
like?
Knicks fan. If Nick,
That's
stop
exactly
being a
what I
Knicks
was gonna
fan.
say.
Yeah, exactly. There's
That's
a lot
exactly
of people
what.
they don't like. There's a lot of Knicks fans that want him. They don't claim him as a Knicks
Oh
fan.
shit!
Give me my damn you!
What?
Give my
You couldn't go a whole stream without Tobias being in here. Yep.
cookie now! Damn you, Mitch! How dare you try to trade me for a cookie?
It was 3. It's 3 Grumble cookies. But yeah, guys. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe. 5 more episodes. 5 more episodes,
Fine.
but 5 more. And shout out to Rios, man. We'll see him next episode. And on that note, guys, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and subscribe to everybody on the stream here. And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy 3. Hey, there we go. Woohoo! The guy said yes. I was like, finally, bye.
Steven Spongy Smith. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Catch y'all later.
There's